Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 7. We would like to present about prose in medieval England 11 until 16th century. The member of the group is Ainaul, Dimas, and Hikmatun Nadhiroh. The term medieval derived from the Latin for middle period, was an invention of European scholars of the Renaissance or early modern era who conceived of themselves as returning to the superior cultural tradition of classical Greece and Rome. The term medieval has recently come to be used in referring to other literatures as well, so that roughly the same period can be seen in China or in India or the Middle East. For instance, when they all were moving from the ancient world and its foundational texts such as the Bible, the Confucian Classic, and the Vedas into a new art from which the modern world would develop. Medieval literature is a broad subject, encompassing essentially all written work available in Europe and beyond during the Middle Age, that is, the 1000 years from the fall in the Western Roman Empire. AD 500 to the beginning of the Renaissance in the 14th, 15th, or 16th century, depending on country. The literature of this time was composed of religious writings as well as secular works. Just as in modern literature, it is a complex and rich field of study, from the utterly sacred to the exuberantly profane, touching all points in between. Works of literature are often grouped by place of origin, language, and gender.
A notable amount of medieval literatures is anonymous. This is not only due to the lack of documents from a period, but also due to an exploitation of the author's role that differs considerably from the romantic interpretation of the term in use today. Medieval authors often deeply respected the classical writers and the conspirators, and tended to retell an embellished story they had heard and read rather than invent new stories. Number one is religious. Theological works were the dominant from the literature typically found in libraries during the Middle Ages. Catholic clerics were the intellectual center of society in the Middle Ages, and it is their literature that was produced in the greatest quantity. The Francis of Assisi was a prolific poet, and these Franciscan followers frequently wrote poetry themselves as an expression of their piety. This Israel and Stabat Mater are two of the most powerful Latin poems on religious subjects. Goliardic poetry, 4-line stanzas of satiric verse, was an art form used by some clerics to express dissent. The only widespread religious writing that was not produced by clerics were the mastery plays. Number two is secular. Secular literature in this period was not produced in equal quantity as religious literature. The earliest tales are based on oral tradition. Prose tales first emerged in Britain. The intricate Mabinogi quartet about pregnant families, notably anti-war in theme, and the romantic adventure Course and Alban. The Mabinogi is not the same as the Mabinogions, a collection of disbanded prose tales, which does, however, include both the Mabinogi and Course of and Alban. These works were compiled from earlier oral tradition. At about the same time, a new variety of courtly love became fashionable in Europe. Traveling singers, troubadours, and trouvères made a living from their love songs in French, Spanish, Galician Portuguese, Catalan, Provençal, and Greek.
Roman literature. Well, it is true that women in the medieval period were never accorded full equality with men. Some women were able to use their skill with the written word to gain renown. Religious writing was the access avenue. Women who would later be considered as saints frequently published their reflection, revelation, and prayers. Much of what is known about women in Middle Ages is known from the work of nuns, sons and Clare of Assisi, Brigid Sweden, and Catherine of Siena. Allegory. Well, medieval literature make a use of many literary devices. Allegory is so prominent in this period as to deserve special mention. Much of medieval literature relied on allegory to convey the moral the author had in mind while writing representation of abstract qualities events and institutions are the thick in much of the literature this time. Probably the earliest and most influential allegory is the Psychomachia, Battle of Souls, by Aurelius Clement Prudentius. Other important examples include the Romance of the Rose, Everyman, Piers Pullman, Roman and Velvet, and the Divine Comedy.
Okay, that's all my presentation. Might it be useful? We are apologies if there is a lot of mistake. And the last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.